Who wouldn't want some Black Lion keys for free? I've already covered the most common farming method where you can get one free key per week from the level 10 story. A link to that guide is down below. But now it's time for something way more advanced. With this guide, you can farm up to 17 keys per character and there is no limit whatsoever. I've covered everything with the Tekkit markers, so don't forget to download the latest update. There are 2 more keys from the personal story level 40 and 60, so once you finish level 10 one, simply continue. The story up to 60 can be quite long, based on your choices, so I did a lot of research and extensive testing of the story branches, and this is in my opinion the quickest way. The whole run should take less than an hour. It might seem logical to level up a character only up to 60, but rather take it all the way up to 80. With it you can borrow ascendant gear from your main and use a proper build. You have to be level 80 for the following key farms anyway, so if you have enough level up scrolls, there is no reason not to. Also, don't forget about mounts. The core Tyria is flat. Beetle or at least Raptor will help with travel between missions. You can move faster in the mission as well. There are 2 options. The better one is the Executioner X-Toy, which you can buy during Halloween, or slightly worse, Endless Mushroom Tonics from the trading post. Both have this charge forward ability with a short cooldown, and the range of that charge is boosted by your movement speed. So it's ideal to pair it with the class and build utilizing super speed or at least swiftness. So, just like in the level 10 farm, we will use the human commoner. However, this time also pick the unknown parents option. After the character creation, run around the fortress straight to the boss. After the tutorial, go to the city. Then to the middle, unlock the palace waypoint and head east to the elevator for the Salma waypoint. Enter the instance, run to the inn, talk with Petra and fight your way upstairs through several bandits and 5 veterans. Go back downstairs and wait till the instance ends. Port directly from the instance to the Shaemoor waypoint in Queensdale. Run west over the bridge, unlock Field's waypoint, talk to Francis and enter the instance nearby. Inside, ignore all bandits and run straight to the end. Kill mobs and loot medical supplies. Port from the instance back to the Field's waypoint, talk with Francis, port to the Salma waypoint and enter another instance. Again, run to the inn, talk with the innkeeper on the first floor, and then go back downstairs to Logan. From the instance, port to the Shaemoor waypoint, head east to the cave behind the cemetery and enter the next one. Kill bandit, take his clothes and talk your way through the door. Inside, deal with 3 bandit bosses. Johnny is just about talk. Della wanna fight, and for Blaze, deliver some fuses from nearby crates. Port from the instance to the palace waypoint and enter another one. Talk with Logan, and from 2 options pick the Orphanage. Port to the Salma waypoint and enter the instance. The Orphanage is just at the beginning. Smash the door and kill all bandits inside. Then run northwest to Francis and wait till the end. Port to the palace waypoint and enter the instance. Talk with Logan and Anise, then run downstairs and wait in the cellar. Kill all enemies and pick the first Black Lion key as a reward. Read the email and enter another instance. Talk with the NPCs, deal with assassins. After rewards, port to Garrison waypoint and ride to the next mission. Along the way, unlock the Crichton waypoint for later. Run through the building, aggro everyone and kill them at some choke point. Kick the door to the basement, deal with the remaining enemies and search the table. Port to the palace waypoint, enter the instance, talk with Logan and pick the direct attack option. Port to the Crichton waypoint and ride south through the swamp to the Kessex Hills. In the instance, talk with Logan and eliminate all bandits in the nearby camp. Leave, move to the next one and unlock the Sojourner's Waypoint along the way. Inside, ignore all enemies and run to the green marker. Kill the Spider Champion and investigate nearby gravestones. Port to the Palace Waypoint. Talk with the Queen and port back to the Sojourner's Waypoint. Right southwest, open Kellach's Heaven Waypoint along the way. Enter the instance and accept the mission from Hiroki. Leave and run a bit west for the next instance. Inside, ignore all mobs and run straight to the stranded NPCs. Deal with all incoming Risen and run back to the starting point. Port to the Salma Waypoint, enter the instance and again pick the mission from Hiroki. Port to the Kellach's Heaven Waypoint and enter the nearby instance. Avoid all mobs and run along the hills on the right straight to the docks. Kill 2 Risen Abominations and remaining mobs that attack Captain Renda. Talk with him and port back to the Salma Waypoint. Enter the instance, accept mission from Josir and port to the Crichton Waypoint. Head east to the Genderan Fields. Ride northwest, unlock Blood Hill Waypoint and backtrack a bit to the next mission. Follow NPCs and smash all shades coming from nearby portals. Port back to the Salma Waypoint. Enter the instance, talk with Hiroki and join the vigil. Port to the Palace Waypoint, enter, talk with the Queen and kill all enemies. Port to the Lion's Arch. Unlock Trader's Forum Waypoint, enter the instance, talk with NPCs and get the second Black Lion key as reward. Unlock 4th Mariner Waypoint, enter the next instance, talk with NPCs and port to the Salma Waypoint. Run a bit south to the Ebonhawk portal and enter the next one. Inside, capture all 3 areas by keeping enemies out. You can either kill them or push them out. Fighting on the edge while enemies stand outside is a good idea. Leave and enter to the Ebonhawk portal. Go to the next instance. Talk with Forgel and kill all renegades in the nearby camp. Leave and enter another one just a few steps away. You have to escort the messenger to a nearby camp and kill all enemies along the way. She is quite slow and moves only if you stand nearby. In the camp, accept the mission from the Steel Crusher. In the next instance, run straight to the boss and just kill him. Port to the Trader's Forum Waypoint. Enter Genderan Fields through the North Portal, unlock Vigil Keep Waypoint and enter the next instance. Talk with Forgel and choose to help Skrits. Port to the Blood Hill Waypoint. Enter Hereti Hinterlands, head north and unlock Arca Waypoint along the way. In the instance, follow the script, kill destroyers and in the final dialogue pick the Black Powder option. Head east to the next instance. Inside, just run and activate all bombs. Then kill all centaurs guarding those bombs and run back to the starting point. Port back to the Arca Waypoint. In the instance, run to the NPC and kill destroyers until the Queen spawn. Keep her close to the device and either use some CCs or damage her until the device activates. Then run back to the entrance. Port to the Vigil Keep Waypoint, enter the instance, talk with NPCs, then port to the Trader's Forum Waypoint and enter the instance. Inside, ignore everything and run through the sewers straight to the boss and kill him. Port to the 4th Mariner Waypoint and enter the last instance. All NPCs here talks once you get close, so don't wait and just run straight to the next task before it even triggers. So inside, run to Commander Talon, then to Deputy Bragg on the wall, jump down and head to Deputy Mira. Kill incoming Risen, head back to Talon, kill 5 abominations on the walls and rescue Mira back on the beach. Go back to Talon and fire 90% charged trebuchet on the ship. Head back to Talon and then run and activate the beacon on the west. Head back to the courtyard and kill random enemies until the dragon arrives. After the animation, head back to the starting point. The reward will be the 3rd Black Lion key. There are 2 additional keys from the story. However, one is from the fairly late Heart of Thorns mission called the Roots of Terror. It takes ages to get to that point, so I would advise skipping it. The second one comes from the Living World Season 2 Episode 6 Tangled Paths. It begins in the Silver Wastes. The fastest way how to get there is from the Sourendra waypoint outside of the Rat-Tastrophe, through the Metrica province and the Brisbane Wildlands. Activate it in the story journal, read the mail and enter the instance. Inside, talk with all NPCs marked with green star and leave once it's done. Follow green stars and activate marks along the way until you reach the next instance. Inside, pick the flamethrower from the room behind you before going forward. Use it on enemies, veteran and then deal with the boss. He moves a lot, so use some condition build to make it faster. Talk with NPCs and leave. In the last instance, go through Labyrinth and rescue allies in the following order: Casimir, Marjorie, Rox and Bram. Then go to the middle, kill the boss, talk with NPCs and collect the key as a reward. Once you are done with keys from the story, the next step will be the map completion. Each map except cities and South Sun Cove have around a 25% chance to reward you with a key upon completion. The thing is that some maps take way too much time to finish, so it depends on your ability to quickly level up the next character. If you don't have enough tomes of knowledge, doing all maps is your best bet. However, if you do, the most efficient way would be to do only the fast ones without hearts and then use another character. I have taco routes optimized for the map completion farming with a griffin. A link is down below. Each of the following maps takes between 5 and 15 minutes to complete. The first 5 are a part of the core game, so can be done even with the free-to-play account. It's Straits of Devastation, Malcor's Leap, Cursed Shore, Dry Top and Silver Wastes. The next 4 need an expansion. It's Verdant Brink, Auric Basin, Tangled Depths and Dragonstand. However, completing Dragonstand requires participating in the meta event, so rather skip it. For the Bloodstone fan, you have to buy Living World Season 3, Episode 1. For the Dragonfall, Season 4, Episode 6. Grotmer Valley needs Icebrood Saga Prologue, Biora Marches Episode 1 or 2, and Drizzlewood Coast Episode 3 or 4. If you are really lucky, you will end up with 17 keys per character. Now just delete it and repeat. That's all I had for today, so if you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe or leave a comment and stay tuned for next time.